The 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander is big, bold, and built with families in mind. But is it all smooth sailing, or are there a few bumps in the road? Toyota's largest crossover slots between the Highlander and the full-size Sequoia, offering 3 rows of comfort, available hybrid powertrains, and loads of space for people and cargo. It's one of the most talked about SUVs of the year, but no vehicle is perfect. So before you head to the dealership or hit that build and price button, let's break it down. In this video, we're diving into 5 pros and 5 cons of the 2025 Grand Highlander to help you decide if this oversized Toyota is the right fit for your lifestyle. From its hybrid power and third-row comfort to a few tech quirks and pricing surprises, here's everything you need to know, starting with what it does best. This is Parth, and you are watching MotorNation. Kicking off our list of pros is exactly what the Grand Highlander was built for: space, and more space. First up, massive interior and cargo room that sets this SUV apart from most of its competitors. The 2025 Grand Highlander lives up to its name with a truly generous interior layout. It offers between 21 and 22 cubic feet of cargo space behind the third row, which means you can actually carry luggage, strollers, or grocery bags without folding seats, a rare feat in the 3-row segment. And when it's time to go all out, folding both the second and third rows unlocks an enormous 97.5 cubic feet of total cargo volume. That's enough for furniture, camping gear, or an all-out Costco run. But where it really shines is passenger space. Toyota didn't just squeeze in a third row for kids. Adults can actually ride back there comfortably for short and medium trips. There's ample legroom and good head clearance, especially thanks to the squared-off roofline and longer wheelbase compared to the regular Highlander. The second-row captain's chairs and higher trims also provide lounge-like comfort and easy access to the third row. Add in plenty of cup holders, small item storage, and wide-opening rear doors, and you've got one of the most family-friendly cabins in its class. Moving on to the second pro, and it's one you'll appreciate the moment the wheels hit the pavement. The Grand Highlander delivers a smooth, comfortable ride that's built for the long haul. Thanks to its well-cushioned suspension and rigid chassis, this SUV glides over rough pavement, potholes, and uneven surfaces with impressive composure. Whether you're navigating city streets or soaking up miles on the highway, the Grand Highlander filters out the harshness and keeps the cabin calm and quiet. It's not sporty, and it's not trying to be, but that's exactly why it shines on family road trips. Steering is light and predictable, body roll is minimal for its size, and the drive feels reassuringly stable at higher speeds. Some owners even describe it as having a tank-like presence, thanks to its planted stance and high-speed composure. Paired with sound-deadening materials and Toyota's focus on cabin refinement, the result is a serene, almost luxury-level experience behind the wheel. And whether you choose the gas engine, the hybrid, or the more powerful Hybrid Max, the ride quality stays consistently smooth across all versions. Pro number 3. Tech lovers, this one's for you. The 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander doesn't just bring size and comfort. It's packed with advanced tech and everyday conveniences that make driving easier, smarter, and more enjoyable. Right from the base trim, the Grand Highlander comes loaded with features many rivals still keep behind a paywall. Toyota's Safety Sense 3.0 is standard across the board, offering enhanced adaptive cruise control, lane tracing assist, pre-collision with pedestrian detection, and road sign recognition, all tuned for smoother operation than before. At the heart of the dashboard is a crisp 12.3-inch touchscreen that feels modern and intuitive, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto built-in. No cords required. Upper trims take it further with a premium JBL sound system, a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, a head-up display, and a 360-degree camera system that makes parking this full-size SUV a breeze. But it's the small touches that elevate the daily experience. There are 7 USB-C ports scattered across all 3 rows, ensuring everyone stays charged up. Heated and ventilated front seats? Standard on many trims. Need to keep second-row passengers happy? You've got rear sunshades, heated second-row seats, and even a heated steering wheel to round out the comfort package. Pro number 4 is all about what's under the hood. And if you want power with a side of efficiency, the Grand Highlander's Hybrid Max powertrain option is a standout. This isn't your typical hybrid setup. Toyota's Hybrid Max system pairs a 2.4-liter turbocharged engine with front and rear electric motors, delivering a combined 362 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to move this big SUV with surprising urgency, and it makes highway merging, mountain climbs, and overtaking feel effortless. In fact, it can hit 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 6 seconds, making it one of the quickest 3-row hybrids on the market. But performance doesn't come at the cost of efficiency. Even with all that power, the Hybrid Max returns around 26 to 27 miles per gallon combined, which is impressive for something this size and weight. That means you can have the muscle of a V6 with the fuel economy of family crossover, and it tows up to 5,000 pounds, giving you weekend versatility too. For those looking at lower trims, there's also a standard 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and a regular hybrid version. While the base engine is perfectly capable, the hybrid options, especially the Max, offer smoother acceleration, quieter operation, and better mileage. It's easily the most refined and well-balanced powertrain of the lineup. Rounding out our list of pros is something every shopper wants to hear: competitive pricing that delivers real value. The 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander starts at around $42,300 for the base LE trim, which is a solid deal considering what it brings to the table. As you climb the trim ladder toward the XLE, Limited, or Platinum, pricing tops out in the low $55,000, still undercutting many similarly equipped rivals like the Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy or to the Mazda CX-90 PHEV. And remember, for that money, you're getting serious interior space, impressive hybrid fuel economy, a smooth ride, and Toyota's renowned reliability and resale value, all wrapped into one clean, confident package. It's especially appealing for families who want near-premium features and hybrid efficiency, without crossing into luxury SUV territory. When you factor in the cost of ownership, fuel savings, and Toyota's broad service network, the Grand Highlander becomes even more attractive in the long run. All right, let's kick off the cons. And first up is something you'll notice if you go with the entry-level setup. The base engine doesn't quite live up to the Grand Highlander's size or expectations. The 265 horsepower 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, which comes standard on the non-hybrid trims, just feels a bit out of its league here. While it looks fine on paper, in the real world it can feel sluggish, especially when you're carrying a full load of passengers or climbing hills. Paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, things don't improve much in city driving. The gearbox can feel jerky in low-speed situations, and unless you're feathering the throttle with care, it may deliver unexpected surges or hesitate when you need quick acceleration. In short, if you're planning to spend most of your time running errands around town or navigating traffic, this powertrain might leave you wanting more, especially considering how smooth and responsive the hybrid options are in comparison. Con number 2. While the Grand Highlander nails space and functionality, it stumbles a bit when it comes to interior quality. For a vehicle that can cross the $55,000 mark in higher trims, you'd expect an interior that feels as premium as it looks. But once you're inside, it's clear that Toyota played it a bit safe on materials. There are plenty of hard plastics throughout the cabin, especially along the lower door panels, center console, and parts of the dash, and they're noticeable even in the more expensive Limited and Platinum trims. It's not that the layout is bad. In fact, the design is clean and user-friendly. But when you compare it to rivals like the Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy or the Mazda CX-90, the Grand Highlander's cabin doesn't quite match the upscale, soft-touch textures or refined stitching those models deliver at similar price points. Toyota's focus here was clearly on practicality and durability, which some families will appreciate. But if you're spending top dollar and expecting a true premium feel inside, this SUV might not fully deliver on that front. Con number 3. While the ride is smooth and the cabin is spacious, the Grand Highlander does let in more noise than you might expect in this segment. Despite Toyota's efforts to refine the driving experience, wind and road noise remain noticeable, especially at highway speeds. The large mirrors, tall body, and open cabin layout can amplify aerodynamic whoosh and tire rumble, particularly on rougher pavement. It's not deafening by any means, but when you compare it to quieter rivals like the Mazda CX-90 or Kia Telluride, the difference becomes more apparent. This becomes more of a factor on longer road trips or during phone calls via Bluetooth, where some owners have noted that outside noise seeps into the cabin, reducing that serene, insulated feel many shoppers expect in a family SUV at this price point. Toyota has done a solid job with ride comfort and suspension tuning, but the lack of additional soundproofing slightly dulls what could otherwise be a near-premium experience, especially for passengers in the second and third rows. Con number 4. This one's called Grand for a reason, and its sheer size can be a bit of a handful in tight spaces. Stretching just under 17 feet in length, the 2025 Grand Highlander is one of the largest vehicles in its class. And while that means more interior room, it also makes daily maneuvering a bit more challenging. Navigating through crowded parking lots, tight drive-thrus, or narrow residential streets takes some getting used to. And depending on your driveway or garage setup, you may need to do a little extra steering just to get it to fit comfortably. Several owners have pointed out that parking the Grand Highlander requires real attention, especially in older urban neighborhoods or compact parking structures. And while features like a 360-degree camera system and parking sensors definitely help, there's no hiding its overall bulk when the lanes get tight. This isn't a huge surprise given its mission as a full-size family SUV, but it's something to consider if you live in the city or frequently deal with close quarters. And wrapping up the list of cons, while the Grand Highlander's tech list is impressive on paper, the execution still needs a bit of polish. Several owners have reported software glitches in the infotainment system, including occasional freezes, delayed response times, and Bluetooth connectivity hiccups. While Toyota's new 12.3-inch interface looks sharp and modern, the actual user experience isn't always as seamless. Menu navigation can feel laggy, especially when quickly switching between functions like media, navigation, or phone settings. Another common complaint? Voice prompts. For instance, the system may interrupt you with repetitive or loud prompts when pairing a phone or switching profiles. A small issue, but one that can feel intrusive during everyday driving. These aren't deal breakers, and Toyota may smooth things out with future software updates, but they do slightly undercut the otherwise advanced tech experience you'd expect in an SUV at this level. So, is the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander the right three-row SUV for your garage? If you're looking for massive interior space, an impressively smooth ride, and hybrid powertrain options that balance performance and fuel economy, the Grand Highlander hits a sweet spot. It brings real-world practicality with family-friendly features, modern tech, and Toyota's trusted reliability, all at a price that undercuts many rivals. But it's not without trade-offs. The base engine lacks excitement, interior materials fall short of premium expectations, and some tech quirks still need refinement. Add in its large footprint and noticeable road noise, and it's clear this isn't the perfect SUV, but it's a very competent one. If your priorities are comfort, space, efficiency, and long-term peace of mind, and you can look past a few rough edges, the Grand Highlander deserves a serious spot on your shortlist. Thanks for watching. If you found this review helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment letting us know, is the Grand Highlander the SUV you'd buy, or are you holding out for something else? We'll see you in the next video.